Hi everyone, welcome along. It is the 6th of December and today I've got something a little bit different. So let's see what's behind the door. Aha! It's a boot filled with chocolates and sweets. Now for some of you, this is very familiar. It is the German tradition of St. Nicholas Day. Over the 5th and 6th of December, you wake up to find boots filled with candy and sweets. And I learned about this from some of my German patrons. So grab your paints and let's get started. What I'm really thrilled about this year for the Advent calendar is that I can actually do certain drawings on days that are relevant to the actual sort of celebration, because in other cultures things happen earlier on in December. It's not just all about Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So in Germany, on the 6th of December, I am told, it is St. Nicholas Day, and that's when you get lots of candy and chocolate in a boot. So I'm going to do a Father Christmas boot, and we're going to have, well, we've got to have candy canes coming out the top. We'll have lollipops. And all sorts of nice things. But let's have a gingerbread man coming out there. A bit more, we'll have the boot coming around the back. So we'll fill up our boot with all sorts of nice bits and pieces, and we can now get painting. So red is going to feature quite heavily in this, and I'm very pleased that we've got the Alizarin Crimson there too, because it's always brilliant to have a sort of low light colour to mix in with your red. So I'm going to begin by painting in the boot. I'm going to do a slightly sort of shiny boot. So I'm going to clean my brush off and sort of use the more dilute colour to give the impression of that boot having a bit of a shine on it. And then a bit of the Alizarin Crimson, just to give it a bit of a low light. Just helps deepen and intensify the colour and make it look really nice. Get a bit of grip on that boot. Father Christmas needs good grip on the boots for walking over all the different rooftops around the world. And then for the fur around the top, what we can do is use a bit of our shadowy colour that we've come to learn about. So it starts like that, and then we add more water, more water. Even though our water is quite pink, it doesn't matter. And I'm just sort of dabbing the brush a bit to create that sense of the furry boot, that texture. And then round the back. Okay, so we're going to let that dry. And in the meantime, we can mix up some colours for our other bits and pieces, our candy in the boot. So for the gingerbread man, mixing a bit of the red and burnt sienna together makes a rather nice colour for gingerbread. I'm going to use different colours for my sweets other than just red. Green will get in there. And then I'm going to mix some red and blue together to get a sort of darker, ooh, didn't pick up any blue then. Get a sort of claret kind of colour. Okay, so I'll just let that boot dry and then we can start painting. Right, so I've got my smallest brush here, my 4/10, and I'm going to paint in thin stripes on my candy cane. So there's the challenge: as you come round the corner, your stripes have got to go all the way round. And then I'm going to do slightly thicker stripes and I'll have them going the other way. We should all be candy cane experts by the end of this advent calendar. I'm sure we're going to see them again at some point. And I'm going to use this colour to do a second stripe on that one. We'll have some gingerbread. Just hiding behind there. And we'll just have some actual brown burnt sienna for some chocolate, and I think I'm going to do like a little grid of a chocolate bar. And then I'll clean my brush off and just blend it a little bit, and that will just make it look rather like a chocolate bar, but without doing too much detail, which is what we're all about. I'm going to do an Alizarin Crimson Lollipop. So start in the middle, and then I'm going to sort of spin it round. Or you could start on the outside and come inwards. That looks rather nice. And then we'll have something blue. I mean, not much food is blue. But I think if anything could be blue, then sweets could be blue. So we've got something in a wrapper here. So I'm going to sort of do a little outline. And then once that's dry, we can actually paint in the wrapper, the cellophane wrapper. And we'll do another little biscuit in there, a little gingerbread biscuit. That all looks rather fun, so we just need it to sort of settle in and dry, but I've got my shadow here, so here's the cellophane wrapper. And if I'm very careful, there we go, a nice outline there. And then I'm going to pop in just a little bit of a little sweep of shadow, which will just pick up some of the green, look quite nice. I'm rather keen to pick up some of the colours on these sweets because I think it'll make it look a little bit more authentic. There we go. Little swirl. And then just the tiniest bit of darkness in the boot there. Just in the background. And there you go. I think you could have a lot of fun with that one actually, and you could just keep on adding little bits of detail, as I love to do. But also, I know that there is also a opportune time to stop. So don't just keep adding stuff like me. So there we go. Our Christmas boot on St. Nicholas Day, and I like to add just a little bit of shadow along the base and maybe just a little bit underneath. And there we go. That is day 6 of your advent calendar. Don't forget to share your paintings and your progress on Instagram. Tag us at De Winton Paper Co, and I'd love to share as many paintings as possible. See you tomorrow.